Y'all hungry? It's been a little while since I've done a full feeding video, so I thought I would go ahead and do that before we get started with our project today. Just kind of let y'all see an update on all the animals. So Chuck and Patty are still living up here on the neighbor's pasture, and they're growing like crazy, doing real good. You're smart enough to get out, you're just not smart enough to get back in, huh? Hey, goats. Uh-oh, starting to fly a little bit. Nothing wrong, you guys can go out to the tractor. Say hello to my little friend. What are you doing under there, huh? Crazy nuts. So, it is crazy hot here, and they've been going through water like crazy, so I've been working on making them a mud hole. They've wallowed out a nice little hole, so every afternoon I carry over some water. Here we go. Come on out, wallow around. There you go, waller in the mud a little bit. Yeah, just lay down in it. Slop, slop. Get in there, Oreo. You got down in there now, aren't you? Oh yeah. Gotta be all snuggled up tight, don't you? All right, we thought of one other idea here because we want to make sure that the pigs are getting plenty of water. We've been filling up the water pan because we're not sure that they're trained to the drinker nipple yet. But what we decided to do to try to get them to spend a little time nosing around and figure out the water is put a little bit of peanut butter on it. And we're hoping that that'll get them to kind of lick around on it, and then they'll get a little water out. And when the water starts coming out, they'll figure it out. All right, so we picked up a Big Dog Trailbreaker 16-foot one-person ladder stand. It was on clearance on Dick's Sporting Goods website for $100, free shipping. So I decided to try it out. I was kind of wanting to get a ladder stand. I was actually planning on buying one of the two-person stands, but you know, this was $80 cheaper, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and give that a shot. We got it out of the box and finally found the instructions, and the hardware was all busted open, and so it went everywhere when we opened the box. So had a little trouble finding everything, but it was all here, so that worked out good. We did get one wing nut that they forgot to cut threads on, so so it's just a blank stud. But I had some extra bolts and stuff laying around, so we found what we needed, got that put together. So we're gonna take this thing up in the woods and get it set up. We've got just a few weeks before bow season opens up here in Kentucky, so we've got a couple ground blinds to put out. We'll get this stand put up and see how all that goes. Picked our spot for the tree stand. We're gonna trim some limbs off of this beech tree here and set it up here. It's pretty near the pond, so it'll give them some water to come to and all that. And we know they travel through here quite a bit, so that's where we're gonna set it up. We got to tighten the chain on the Kobalt 24-volt pole saw, and then we'll get some more limbs trimmed off of there. What are you doing, Caden? Mm-hmm. Clearing a trail to the tree stand?
Yep.
Right on. All right, so we've been trying to figure out how to tighten the chain on this 24-volt Kobalt saw, and I'd seen some instructions online on the 40-volt version. You loosen this up here, and then there's a Phillips bit or a Phillips screw on this side that you tighten, and it tightens up your chain. But if you take this apart, of course there's no Phillips adjustment, no straight, nothing that moves. And if you see how this is made, it kind of doesn't appear as though there's anything that you can use to tighten it other than just pushing tension on it. But the problem with that is, as soon as you start cutting, then it loosens back up. So if I'm missing something, somebody comment and tell me what's going on here. I'll do some research when I get back to the house and see if there's some instructions, but I guess for right now we'll just cripple through. All right, try to knock them stubs off there for me. Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good. Let's knock that one off, and then I'll go get the tree stand and we'll get it up and see. I'm gonna say that those next two may need to come down. I want to leave these on the side. I want to leave as many as we can, but I think those two may need to come down. What do you think? Are you comfortable? Can you reach those, or you want me to get them?
I can reach them.
I'm pretty sure, because they're saying that saw has a 14-foot reach, and that's a 16-foot stand, so I'm gonna say they need to come down.
Still sharp?
I mean, not sharp. Still tight.
Come in.
All right, need those pins. There should be a Ziploc bag with those pins. All right, now, I think what we'll do, kind of walk it up the tree. No, don't pick it up right there, because you need to get down on the end. Yeah.
Because I can only push forward. I can't.
Man, good job.
necessarily the first thing you need to do.
Well, I probably want to go ahead and hook that and then tie this bottom part up around the tree before
that way it
I
doesn't
go
go
try
down.
to climb to ratchet it.
Yeah.
Let's hope that this is not the second instance of me falling out of a tree that we catch on GoPro. Yeah, I wouldn't fare as well if I fall from that one.
I've got a hole in the side for what it's worth, but
look.
I'm not that strong.
Huh?
Got it. Feels pretty snug now. Yeah,
We can keep that tightened up. It'll be alright. I mean, you could even wrap another ratchet strap that's a little heavier duty around it if you needed.
well, I was thinking about taking one from the foot part around, maybe get one on the front. Watch yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like this.
Think that limb's gonna have to go?
I think. Let me get turned around here.
I mean, well,
Let's see. I could draw my bow with this where it's at. I don't know that I could shoot at anything that way with this one here. I really like it in terms of,
yeah,
you know.
completely down, or you're cutting them at an angle, or yeah, so was that one. So was the one you just cut. I'd tie an overhand knot at the very end of that rip. That way you can just tie a slip knot every time, or an arbor knot, technically.
Hey,
Yeah.
get away. In case you come untied or something.
I was about to say.
All right, we got the ladder stand put up. We cleared some shooting lanes, got all that ready to go. So now we're gonna go find a place to put up a ground blind. All right, this is where we're gonna set up the ground blind. We've got a little window down to the edge of the food plot down there. And they pretty well walk right along that edge across there. So they give you about a 25-yard shot to the edge of the food plot. So not a bad spot. Looks like something took a bite out of that one. Pretty cool.
Actually, I don't think I've walked back this way very much.
That's my favorite part of putting up a ground blind. All right, so this is the ground blind we used last year, and I forgot, but one of these poles got broken. There was a branch fell out of the tree and broke one of these poles. So I'm gonna have to repair it. So we just have one of the center poles in right now. But anyway, that'll be out here and the deer can be getting used to it. I'll fix that pole and come out and put it in later. So we got our ground blind put out, we got our tree stand put up, and now we are going to get a little bit of camouflage fabric and wrap around the stand up there just to kind of break up our outline. And I'm a pretty fidgety hunter, so I can't sit still and I bob my legs up and down. So a little bit of camouflage kind of may help to hide that a little bit, maybe better my chances. Man, there's way more of this stuff than I need. All right, now it's time for zipper ties. You think it'll help any?
I don't know.
All right, well, that's just about going to do it for this video. We got everything all set up. We're pretty happy with the setup. So now we're going to move our trail camera over closer to this spot so that we can kind of get a handle on exactly where they're traveling. But we got a pretty good idea. So I think this is going to end up being a pretty good spot for us. So hope you enjoyed the video. We appreciate y'all watching.
Nhang nhang.
What's up?